Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to do a journal message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also, know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, to see how they play out as karmic themes to help you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. Really important when we're dealing with a karmic, right? They'll keep us ruminating and in a negative energy, and that we don't need to stay in that energy. If we understand how we are contributing to the spiritual imbalances, we can actually shape shift the energy. And that's huge because it stops karmic looping, stops the karmic cycles that keep you in a place of feeling like you can't have love, that you're not enough, that you're not good enough. Any energy that's out of alignment with your true self, your higher self, which is the energy of unconditional love. Now, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box below. My Otter Spirit bracelets, you guys get 15% off when you purchase from me. And if you buy 90%, you actually get 30% off. And 15% always goes towards saving the otters. I love that these are my favorite ones that I'm wearing, and I have a lot. I was wearing the grounding set, the minis, the other day, which are really cool too. You can sleep in them, you can shower in them, where I wouldn't do that with these because they're a little too big. But the watermelon, I love this one. I love that. Jasper, amethyst. These are all great for the heart and third eye. So if you're someone that loves crystals and you like to wear them, check out the Otter Spirit link. Also, check out my Shadow Healing Coaching Program, $7.99 a month for the basic plan, which will get you 2 times a week. We do a lot of interaction through oracle card readings, and a lot of shadow healing exercises, which I have within my shadow healing coaching system, which is what I use during my shadow healing coaching. I also use 100 other decks because we layer, and this shadow healing is very interactive. It's a lot of fun. If you're not someone that's really into healing, or it's just difficult for you to stay consistent with your healing, you definitely want to join the shadow healing coaching program because I help you stay on track, because we don't just do the actual healing of the mind, the cognitive therapy, which I am certified in. We also do the body mind integration because trauma creates detachment and disassociation. So a lot of people are overstimulated, they have hypervigilance, which makes it really difficult to be in a relationship. And understand, hypervigilance comes from being raised from a narcissist or being with a narcissist. And if you don't heal it, you tend to bring that energy of paranoia into your next relationship. And it's not uncommon for you to continue to attract the same types of people until you actually integrate that energy and transmute the negative energy. Because it's spiritual law. What we resist persists, that we have to learn. Anything that creates a spiritual block, that creates a shadow, which is a spiritual block, um, is going to make us feel out of alignment with the laws of the universe, the laws of God, and understand we have the universe inside of us. We have the stars and the sun and the moon inside of us. There is no separation from us and our universe, as well as us and our creator, because our creator made the universe. So understand there's no separation. The illusion that there's separation. We wouldn't know. What happens is experiences play out as karmic themes, and when those karmic themes continue to play out every 5 years, 10 years with different partners, with different friends, with different, just people in general, um, it means that we're not healing it. It means that we're stuck in a karmic loop. And that karmic loop is really what solidifies that intention of really believing that we're imperfect, that there's something wrong, that we can't have the life that we want. You are the alchemist of your life. You are the healer of your life. So again, I look at everything, but it's important to know that again, there's many different realities that play out, and you don't need to be the victim in your story. All right, let's see. The underlying energy is diluted, diluted. Ugh, my goodness, Steve, deluded. I already know, and you know it too. It's like you have a connection with someone for a long time, and it's not that you don't care about this person, but the connection is completely different. And they don't see that. There's a sense that they see themselves through the eyes of a version of themselves from maybe like 20, 30 years ago. Like they're not that same person. Like again, they were like someone that acts very cocky and had a lot of people at one time, like meaning a lot of people were interested at them with them at one time. And there's a sense because you and this person have such a strong connection, even with you not really liking them, they can still feel you, you can still feel them. Even though there's a part of you that's like, I don't want to be connected to this person anymore. So, this person thinks that they still have a chance. And the reason why is because you have such a strong relationship connection with this person because you have past life connection. Memories continue to surface and unsurface for both of you. So there's a lot of deja vu. There's a lot of like, ESP through the heart and mind. That's that psychic connection that we can't break until we learn the spiritual lesson. So if you're like, I don't like this person really that much anymore, and I don't know why they're still corded to me, it's because you haven't learned the lesson. And sometimes to learn the full lesson, you have to embody a new consciousness. You're in physical form to learn and to manifest. So if you just learn it in your mind, but you don't go through the experience differently and handle the experience differently and see yourself differently, well, then you didn't learn is on the spiritual level. So I feel like this is another reason why you guys are, still kind of corded together because there's a lot of you know, um, past lives that you shared with this person, and they never seem to get it right. They should have gotten it right in this lifetime. When they let themselves go deeper into thought of you, they can feel their heart opening, and they know that you are their true love and their heart and their soul, but they don't treat you right, is what the issue is. So even though this person's coming to realize and they are coming to realize that you're their person, they get triggered and old patterns surface and it hurts them. So even though they have this strong connection to you, it's like because they haven't healed, the things that you ask this person to do, the way that you hold yourself accountable and would expect this person to be accountable, not just for themselves, but for you, if they're going to be with you, they can't do it. And that's the thing. They get triggered and then they take it out on you. It's not that they don't have love. They know that they need to release attachments with karmic people and they've been connected to someone for a long time. And I used a different deck because I was like, I wanted a different story. So I started out different and it's still telling us about this karmic person that your person is connected to. And they're finally starting to make a plan. But what were they doing before? And that's really what it is. It's like being mirrors for each other. Like this person knows that you're not happy because it's like they can feel it. That's why it says being mirrors for each other really makes self-love so important. I wish I was there to love you, but if I'm not, which they're not, they want you to love yourself and nurture yourself. And you're like, fuck you. That's all I have been doing. You haven't been in my life. You've been over with somebody else this whole time. And that's why you're like I don't want to be courted to this person anymore. And that's what this person's like starting to feel. The universe brought us together for a reason and they're discovering what that reason is. See, it's like they're almost like a dollar late, a day late and a dollar short. It's like and that's why they're deluded because they're actually thinking, like I said, that well, I still have a reason. We can still be together and they don't want to look at how they treated you. They've been sitting there with somebody else this whole time. It's like, because now this person longs to sweep you off your feet and shower you with love because, hey, they're not getting anything from that karmic. That karmic relationship that this person's making a plan to leave. It's like, it's because like it didn't turn out the way that they thought. They thought that the grass was going to be greener on the other side. And what they see is the grass isn't greener on the other side, and they're acting like you're still in their option. They don't feel deserving, and it affects their levels of abundance and openness. So that's the thing. This person would never really be able to give consistently because they don't really feel good about themselves. So they look for that answer outside of themselves. And so one of that is that they decided to go with somebody that the grass was always green, that they thought that the grass was going to be greener on the other side because this is what they do. And now that they're not liking it, they're like, oh, I'm just gonna like slip back in. It's like all this person does is creates turbulence because they don't heal the unresolved conflict. So whatever happened in that karmic connection they haven't healed, and with you, how you see it is they didn't fix anything with me either. So they like to create that because they feel like it leaves the door open without them having to do any work. I don't like this person. I feel like this person is like sneaky. It's like they play games. Yeah, they wanted you to be consumed, and the problem is now they're consumed. They're obsessed with what you're doing because, hey, you're disconnected from them. They're like, I know that you can feel that I want to come back. I feel you don't want me to come back, and you're like, damn straight I don't. And that's why this person's consumed and obsessed with, well, now I want to come back because you don't want me to come back. But when you wanted me to be there for you, I refused to be there for you. I was over there with a karmic and didn't really care. I wanted you to be consumed with me. I wanted you to chase me. I wanted you to need me. This person like likes to get their ego fed. It's all about control, and that's what you saw. And it's still about control. So it's like this person wants to come in and like confuse you with some intense love bombing, and it would be a crisis because they're still connected to somebody else, but they're not happy with that somebody else. It's like, so the passion, again, this is why this person is deluded because feelings will come and go, and they're so flighty that you don't even feel that they're a good friend. Never mind like a lover at this point, or somebody that you would like, consider that. So this is again why they're deluded. It's like they think that you don't know everything that they've done. And, and they think that they're slick. That's the thing. They run away from avoiding their facing their problems. So they usually have at least two people because, hey, eventually, relate in a relationship, arguments happen. It's a normal thing. It wouldn't be normal to be with a person that agrees with everything that you say all the time. It would kind of be like you were dating yourself and it would be boring. You wouldn't like it. So, it's a normal part of, friendship to have disagreements and to, see things from a different perspective. Doesn't mean that you don't like your friend or you don't like the person that has a different perspective. All it just means is that, you date somebody, you're friends with someone, things happen, you get into an argument. Sometimes it's a misunderstanding, sometimes it's just like the perception of what happened, like I said, a misunderstanding. And so you work through these things. This person doesn't work through them. You know what they do? They run to somebody else until the person that they're with, that thinks that they're with them, I should say, because they're actually with two people, comes back and says, oh, please, please, like, let me, like, and acts nice to get them to come back. That's what this person does. They're not really. They run away from avoiding their problems. So there's a lack of intimacy. There's a lack of trust, which is what affected the passion and the connection. But it's like as soon as you disconnected from this person, now this person is going to be like, oh, I'm so passionate about you, trying to keep you stuck, trying to keep you stuck up in your head. But the thing is, you don't have the same feelings for them anymore. And that's why they're deluded because they still think that they have a shot. But you already said, no, it's all about this person just repeating the repetitive cycles over and over and over again. They'll pretend that things will be different, but it'll never really be different, you know? And that's the thing. This person will come back and they'll say that they wish that they could give you more and they feel like they can be their true self around you, which, bottom line is that they make you nervous. They make you nervous. They want to come back for you, but understand they are ashamed of how they treated you, and that right now they act like they don't care when deep down they really do, and they've done that the whole time. But this person can't help who they are. They're still who they are. It's like they want to come back. They think that they still have a shot. And in order to come back, they would have to feel that way. However, you know, I feel like you're over it. It's like you're over it, but this person kind of likes that because they're like, ooh, like now I'm gonna like come on really strong and try and make convince you and they get off on it. And that's why it's like I don't like this person because it's all about like the sex, it's all about the passion, it's all about the dominance. That's who this person is. They're not balanced. They have, a lot of their own childhood wounds from how they grew up, like again, inheriting like cycles and patterns. So it could be codependency. Like this person isn't healthy and they've never been healthy. But what we can see right there is that they're living their trauma response. And that's why they can't deal with any type of criticism. You don't know when they're going to come back. They're going to be impulsive because that's their energy, because it's like, oh, now they feel like you're disconnecting from them. And, it's for them, it's all about control, dominance, getting you to conform by them creating an illusion, and that illusion is that they're perfect, where it's like they're not. They still are in their old habits, and they have a lot of anger issues. And that anger is again why they think it's okay to treat people the way that they treat them. They like to make people angry. You can see again now that you've disconnected and are moving forward. This person's going, I want needs to come back. They're so obsessed. Yeah, because there's a past life connection. But what you know is that it's all about competition. It's all about this person being put in a place of competition, that they're continually taking risks, and they finally got to a place where they're like, can't wait any longer for you to come back because they see, hey, you're not coming back. So they have to do something. And so they're going to come back, but understand they're a person that manipulates. So if you go back with them, most likely you'll be burdened because this person there has like there's no trust. And what tells you that is that they never came back and asked for forgiveness, but they're going to come back and act like they're the victim because they feel inadequate. And that's why they would feel the need to put you in a place of disempowerment. Hurt people. There are too many inner childhood wounds. So, again, those root chakra from the family patterns make this person very lazy. They don't like to put in any energy really at all. That's why it's easier to run from one person to another person. So they may do the work to get you back, but their regular way is not to be monogamous, it's to have a few people non-committal and create like drama because this person likes to create the illusion that they're the authority, but the thing is, you not coming back shatters their self-image, And they don't like that because they're used to karmic contracts. So the bottom line is that this person has a lot of mixed feelings towards you. There's a fine line between love and hate, and I feel like this person walks the tightrope between both those. And so, it's all about ownership. It's like they don't like the fact that you disconnected and you're moving on, and they're not in a place where they're happy. They made the wrong choice. And now they're like, well, I can still dip back in. Like I thought I'd dip out and dip back in. That's like this person's energy. And that's why they're delusional, because you're not going to take this person back because you don't even have feelings towards this person anymore. You're just like, I don't know why I'm still connected to this person. And I feel like because you haven't gone through the situation where you need to reject this person, is what I'm feeling. This person just doesn't know what they want in their life. And that's the problem. And that's with when you have intimacy issues and you don't allow yourself to get close and you don't nurture the connection. Well, of course, then you want to run around with 1,000 different people. They don't want you to not know what you want. They want you to be consumed with them while they, figure it out so that you continually feed them. So whoever was with them at a time used to do this. This person would sway, this person would come back and fight for their love, and they completely got shitted on, shitted on, shitted on to the point that this person is like the third party, we'll call them, is like no, making their life a living hell because it's like enough. They didn't treat that person right. So now, of course, after the honeymoon phase, the person finally catches on. Hey, this is my life now. I'm with somebody that I gotta pour into. They never give me anything, and they're always running out the door anytime there's an argument, to somebody else to get a new supply, and then I'm the one that has to come back and apologize. This karmic finally was like, screw it. And but it's like you're not gonna like be able to leave that easy. And that's why this person is like, I'm not happy. I wanna leave. Yeah, they don't want to leave. They want to leave because that karmic is like has a noose around their neck now. And 'cause it's like you're not gonna play me, which makes it impossible for them to come back to you. But that's why this person wants to come back to you so badly because it's like they're not feeling you, they're miserable in their situation, so they want to come into your life thinking, well, you'll give me attention when meanwhile that situation is still like toxic. So, and we've been getting that. We've been getting stories no matter what cards I use that this person that's connected to you has been trying to leave this karmic now, I'd say for a few days. And it's like, but the relationship with you is over. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Or why do you even have to go through this? And I think it's again, we have to go through situations to heal. Like it's like being able to reject this person is going to be healing for you because they didn't treat you right. They treated you like, well, you're my option. And you need to, be able to tell this person, no, I'm not your option. And it's not just so that you get to see yourself different, it's so that this person actually receives their karma because they just really thought who they were. And the truth of the matter is, when you reject them, well, there goes their self-image. The facade and the illusions that they've created that they just can have anybody and everybody's their option, and people are going to wait and people are going to put up with their bullshit. Well, that's why this person like needs to be shown, no, it's not true. And you need to see this person's face because they're not going to be happy. I can guarantee it. Again, we see why you attracted this person into your life. Trauma, self-sabotage right there. And it was because you were suppressed. You weren't allowed to be vulnerable. So you didn't feel safe. You became like kind of like a little bit of a loner. Didn't mean you didn't have friends, but you didn't bear everything. You're like, didn't have a friend that you told everything to. It's like you were more a loner, someone that got really good intuition, someone that was able to, because hey, you grew up with trauma, and that could be psychological, it could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be you grew up in a family that the family had trauma, your mother had trauma, you inherited that trauma, your father had trauma. It doesn't always need to be your trauma, but the trauma created self-sabotaging behavior, because when we feel inadequate or we feel that there's something wrong with us due to trauma, because trauma will do that, will make us live a karmic theme that gives us the perception that there's something wrong with us, right? So it's like, hey, there's no money, I can't make money, I can't make money, I can't make, like when a person says that their finances, well, that's a block. They have a spiritual blockage there, and they just, well, how they're going about it isn't the best way, or they have an unrealistic expectation of how fast it's supposed to happen. Usually it's a combination between effort and how fast it's supposed to happen, especially if there was no support. If you grew up in trauma, then you weren't creating yourself. And people that have created themselves realize, hey, like, hey, I became, let's just say, it could be anything. I became a doctor, I became a therapist. They went to school for a lot of years. They went to the grammar school, high school, college. They got their master's degree. Then they got other certifications they had to do. It took them a long time to become who they are. And then they're still not considered that good until they've been working on their own for like 10 years. Then it's like, I also have 10 years, experience working with the public. And that's really important if you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, right? I mean, so the thing is, if you have trauma, and you feel defective, a lot of times you'll give your energy to other people. You'll think that the answer is outside of you, because trauma makes us feel like there's something wrong with us because we're stuck in that perception that we can't have, or that, so whatever the pain is. And the pain could be, I can't have successful relationships. Relationships and me don't work out. They always end up in divorce. They always end up, because we see people that continue to live the karmic cycle, which again is the karmic loop, until they integrate the spiritual lesson. Because we're down here in physical form to learn and to manifest, to realize again that we're not separate from God, from our creator, which is all knowing. But we're not all knowing. And so we get these karmic experiences with someone like this, which I'm going to say this because this person just self-sabotages themselves. And so, and that's why they don't really know what they want, because they never nurture anything long enough. If you just keep it surface, then you can easily betray someone because you don't really know them. It's when you take time and you get to know a person that you wanna help them, you want to contribute to their life. This person doesn't really care. They care about what they can get. And you giving energy to them would have been definitely self-sabotaging, because this person was all about suppressing you, because it's like, hey, if every time you have to say something that this, like, because this person doesn't treat you right and they are going to run to somebody else, that's a form of suppression. They're saying, shut up. And then to the point that you have to come back and act as if they didn't do anything wrong, this is what the karmic does, like I said, that, or what they did do for a really long time. And now they're like, no, now I'm going to control you. Now the way I'm going to go about this is going to be different. I'm going to cage you. I'm going to cage you so where you have surveillance on you 24/7. And there's going to be consequences if I find out that you're running around with somebody else or running to somebody else. So this person doesn't like that. So they want to run to somebody else that they feel like they can do that with. And that's why they're delusional, because part of them is like, well, we had a strong connection, but they're not realizing that this connection's been over for a long time. And, if you would actually be with this person, it would be self-sabotaging to you for sure. Because this person, you can see they don't, it's all about themselves. They're very selfish. And Spirit says, if you're not with them, you have to embody new energy. This is what it's about. And Spirit says it's about having unshakable faith. Trust fully in yourself and the path in the universe. That understand right now it's faith walk. So you may say, well, I choose not to be with this person, but I've been working a lot on my career and nothing's manifesting. Spirit saying, again, yeah, like this was a karmic test. Usually you have to go through the test before the reward. It's again, that's people, karmic people have a way to take us off our path. And again, they're selfish, and that's what this person would have done. But they can't do it because you see them from a mile away because you did the work, where this person has not done the work. And the karmic clearly has. And Spirit says it's time for you to go into uncharted waters, evoke your curiosity, to discover new aspects of yourself, venture in with confidence. It's time to find out who you are because all this situation was to help you transform, to turn your fears into strength, your step into your power for the profound change. And that's what transformation is. So when you integrate the spiritual lesson, which you did because you're like, oh, I'm not going to be with you. I'm not going to be with you because I see who you are. You're my past life karmic mate. We have many, many lifetimes together. However, you did not learn. So you are not my twin flame. You're not stepping into divine energy. You would actually come into my life, create a lot of turbulence, take me off my path, and like do damage to me, which is what a karmic person does. And they do damage again because the perceived opportunity within your career would be missed, maybe a relationship and other things. If this person's in your way from doing that, which is what they pretty much want to do because they're like, oh, I'm not in a good space. Let me come into your life. It's like, because now I'm going to have that. Spirit says, no, the karmic is making sure of that. So if this person really wants to come to you, but that karmic's actually doing you a favor because they're not able to disrupt your life. And so Spirit says release control because the universe is in control. God is always in control, even when we don't see it. All you need to do is know that you're the alchemist of your life, to use your power to turn the adversity into opportunity to create positive change. And that's when we, again, transmute that negative energy because being with somebody that is this negative, well, they create negative energy. Just thinking about a person like that, it's like, wait a minute, you're with somebody else that you're, playing around with. You got one foot in, you got one foot out. You're going to run over to this person and with no real intention. It's just about you getting your rocks off, you getting, your emotional needs met, but not really giving anything and lying. And for what for? That again, a lot of negative energy just thinking about what this person does. So we can see how they could keep you stuck in a place of ruminating. And so by you being like, no, I cut this energy, again, we could also see why they're getting triggered and to abandonment now and now has to come in. And we thank God for the karmic. Again, because it's giving you the opportunity to alchemize this energy. Go through the experience. To go through the experience and do something with the negative energy. That's how we quantum jump into a whole new reality because at one time you thought you'd actually be with this person. But now that you see everything, it's like you see the fine print. It's like you're like, I'm not willing to sell my soul. I'm not willing because that's what it would be. This person's like the devil. They don't care about anybody but themselves, which is not good. That's too many. If there was two or even three, I would have taken it, but no. Spirit says, listen to life. So, how do we listen to life? Through our intuition. That's how. Surround yourself, you know, also with people that love you and support you. That's so that you're feeling grounded. But Spirit says, listen to life. Be attentive to the world around you. Signs and symbols guide you to success. Listen and discover the way to the eternal, meaning like you're always having a relationship with God through everyone and everything all the time. Sometimes we don't like the message, especially when we're connected to someone that's deluded, that thinks, oh, I can do whatever I want and just come back into everyone's life because I'm just that good looking or I'm just that suave. I mean, Spirit says if you were wrapped up in that, you definitely would not see the signs and symbols. Now, remember, the co creation process is one between you and the divine. So, only in the now do you get divine guidance through gut intuition, inner knowing. And when the student is ready, the teacher appears. God brings you the right people, situations, and experiences at the right time to help you evolve into the highest state of consciousness, which is unconditional love. And that's by doing what you love. So it really is a co-creation process. It's going to help you connect to like-minded people, people that are coming from a heart-based consciousness. And that's really what it's all about. You leave this energy behind. And you left this energy behind because you're no longer codependent. You're no longer, at one time, you had to have energy that was more in alignment with fear. Now, that doesn't mean that you were shady, but it could have meant that emotionally you weren't getting what you needed for yourself. You weren't filling your cup up all the way. So you had to go out and do that to become fully strong within yourself. And then Spirit says, well, then you're going to be brought the right people and the right situations and the right experiences that change your mind and your heart about what you can have and what you can't. And manifesting your own heaven on earth becomes a lot easier. So we're going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated, and I'll talk to you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's good karma again. And don't forget to check out the description box for all my merchandise and my shadow healing coaching program and everything else. All right. Bye bye.